is Sadie Scrapper. Thanks so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to be creating a scrapbooking layout for you, and I'm not really thrilled with the quality of the footage at the beginning of the layout. However, it does clear up very soon, but I wanted to leave some of it in so that you could see what I did at the beginning of the layout. So I cut out two hearts with my Silhouette Cameo, one slightly larger than the other, and I just used my pencil to trace a heart on a plain sheet of cardstock. I have a pack of SEI borders that I have had in my stash for a very long time, and I wanted to create a background with it. So I am using the borders to cover up the heart, and you can see that I use my T-square to create some horizontal lines to make sure that I am lining up the borders straight and correctly. And as you can see, I'm just putting down a line of my ATG adhesive, and I continue to double check that my borders are straight. And I went from bottom to top so that the layers would fit well. I also fringed a couple of the border strips. I was going to fringe all of them, but then I decided that I just wanted to add a little touch of fringe in there. So after every few that I put down, I fringed one of the border strips. So you can see I have it here down the white heart, which is a little bit of a border, and then I put the piece of pattern paper on top, and I'm just making sure that I put a decent amount of adhesive along the edges so that it doesn't pop up again. And that was especially true with the first layer that went down, the white border. I just wanted to make sure that that wouldn't pop up off the background because there's a decent amount of dimension there from those border strips. Now that I have my background basically done, I decided I was just going to put a little bit more color in the background. So I trimmed down the page, and I'm adding a coral color to the background, and then also that teal color as well. And these are just some papers that I had in my stash. So I'm gutting the papers because I was thinking that I might use those same pattern papers behind my photo. And the only problem with gutting papers is sometimes it makes the paper more flimsy and a little bit difficult to line up perfectly. But in the end, it worked out fine, and I think that those papers add a nice pop of color. Now I'm backing my photo. I start with a thick white cardstock. That's 120-pound cardstock, and I'm putting some pattern papers from my stash behind it, and my cutter is just off to the right, and I'm just cutting various sizes just to have some offset pieces in the background in different colors that I think are a good match. And I decided to put that darker teal color in the background because I thought that that color would give the most contrast between the photo and the background. Now I am backing my photo with some foam to pop it up off the background. And I have gone through my flower stash and picked out a bunch of flowers that I thought matched well. And I picked out flowers in all different sizes. I like to have large flowers and medium flowers and little teeny tiny flowers. I think that it makes the clusters more interesting when there's all different sizes. I also like to make sure that I have all of the colors that I've selected represented in each cluster. And so you'll see that there's peach and teal and yellow and white flowers in all of the clusters around the photo. Now I'm using some of my die cuts. I have, as you could see right there, a nice big box of leaf die cuts, and I'm just adding those to each cluster and just arranging them and trying to make them look the way I want them to. And now that I'm happy with that, I'm looking for a title, and I chose this title, Better Together, because it's a photo of my whole family. We don't always have photos of everybody together. And because I use that gold title, I wanted to have some gold in other areas of the layout, so I put those little hearts all around, one in each cluster. And I'm adding a couple more leaf die cuts now. I really like those little thin, very light ones, and I add those to a lot of my layouts. So now that I have everything where I want it, I'm adhering down my photo. I used ATG adhesive to attach my photo to the background, and I'm just using some regular Elmer's gel glue to attach my flowers to the background. And I can't help myself but continuing to arrange and move things around even when I'm gluing them down. They never look the same way. I keep arranging them and putting them where I think they'll look best. So I don't show me gluing down all the clusters, but I do go around and glue down each of the clusters. And something else that I ended up doing off camera was I added a couple of bows. You'll see those in the close-ups. And I also put some pearls in the center of flowers that didn't have anything in the center of them. So I'm also using the glue to glue down my title, which the together is in several pieces, as you could see. And now I'm positioning the title, moving it around before the glue dries. And as a last step, I'm going to add some white acrylic paint to the background. I'm splattering it around, and I'm just rotating the layout as I add the splatters. I have a piece of plastic that I keep handy so that the splatters won't get on my photo. And that's my layout. Thank you so much for watching. I hope if you like this video that you will give me a thumbs up. And I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. And thank you to all of my current subscribers. I hope that everybody has a fantastic day. And I'll see you again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.